SharePoint 2010 Training. Part 9. Adding and Editing Photos. By the end of this video, users will be able to explain the size requirements for pictures on the main page, create image folders, post photos to the photo web part on the main teacher page, and post photos on a web page in SharePoint. So you can work with pictures in a couple of different ways in the SharePoint interface. One of them is to put the image into the image web part. And this is an image web part right up here on the main part of your site. You can also take an image and you can put it into just the regular spaces on your web pages. If you put them into the regular spaces on your web pages, you can rescale the image and resize it. If you take it and you put it into the web part, you need to make sure that you understand the space requirements. So while you can resize images in a pane like this, when you put it into the image web part, especially the one that is on the main page of your site, you have to make sure that the width of your picture is no more than 250 pixels. So I'm going to first show you how you can add your image to the image web part. In order to do that, though, you want to make sure that you have added the picture to your picture folder. The easiest way to do this is to go ahead and click on where it says Pictures over here on the left-hand side, right-click, and open that link in a new tab. This will allow you to switch back and forth between your picture library and your main page. Now, organization within SharePoint is kind of important. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a folder by clicking on where it says New, and we're going to click on New Folder, and we're going to create a new folder that is called Profile Pictures. This will be a place where you can save any pictures that you would like to put on the main part of your web page. Now we're going to go into that new folder that we just created, and we're going to go to Upload. I'm going to browse to a file that I've already resized so that it's 250 characters wide, or 250 pixels wide. And then I'm going to go and I'm going to select that, and I'm going to say OK. Now that document has been uploaded, but it wants to know some additional information. This is where metadata comes in. So I can give it a title, and I can give it a description, and I can give it keywords. And the keywords that I would give this might be, profile, picture. I might have my name, depending on what kind of photo I was putting in there and stuff. And then I'm going to go ahead and say save. Now, all of this information that I put in here is metadata that can be used to find this photo in case I ever lose it, because there is, again, this search box right up here on the SharePoint site. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say save. And that document will now be added to the Profile Pictures folder in my picture library. I'm going to add this photo right there to this image web part. But in order to do that, you see that it says that I need to have the URL for the image. So I'm going to go back to this tab. I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to click on this icon right here. That'll take me to the page where my image is. So I'm going to come up here and I'm going to copy this URL. I'm going to go back to my main page, and I'm going to click on where it says Open the Tool pane. Right here, it asks for that link, so I'm going to paste the link that goes directly to my picture. I'm going to make sure that I put in an alternative text right here. And the reason that I'm going to do that is because for your site to be ADA compliant, you need to make sure that you have alternative text for those people who are visually impaired. Then I'm going to go right down. I'm going to go right down here to where it says Apply. And when the page updates, you will see that right up here it says that it understands where that photo is. Then I'm going to change this out. So where it says teacher name, I want to edit that So I'm going to come up here and I'm going to edit. I'm going to come down here where it says teacher name and I'm going to say SharePoint picture. Now, since my photo is centered, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to center that text. And then I'm going to say save and close. And now on my main site, I have this photo right here. Now, for most people, this will probably be a picture of you as the classroom teacher. And you'll probably have your name underneath. Some people don't feel comfortable with that, so they put in avatar up here instead. Either way is fine. Over here in this pane, I'm going to show you how you add a different photo. So I'm going to come up here to where it says edit. I'm going to go to where it says insert. I'm going to make sure that my cursor is in the right place. And then I'm going to come up here to where it says picture. Now it asks me, what file would I like? So I'm going to navigate until I find the file that I would like to put up there. Once I find the photo that I would like, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click on that. I'm going to choose it. And then I'm going to specify where I want this to be saved to. This is kind of important. Because you're talking about uploading photos, it should probably go into your pictures folder. And I'm going to unclick this where it says override existing files, just in case there is a file in there that I really do have named Spider-Man as well, and I don't want to overwrite that one. Then I'm going to say OK. Again, it's going to ask me for the metadata, so I'm going to put in Spider-Man. And I can put in the date that the picture was taken, I can put in the description, I can put in the keywords, and then I can say save. Now you'll notice that it puts the picture in here. So you notice that I can go ahead and I can resize this photo. I can do that by going to where it says picture tools. I can go into the design and I can change the size of the picture. I can scale it up. I can scale it down. On some photos you will have transformation controls that'll show up right here. I can change this so that it'll go to the right side of the pane right here, or it can go to the left side of the pane. It can go to various places within this box. I can also do things like change the image style. I can change it so that it has a thin border or so that it has a thick border, or I can do all sorts of things with the picture right here. If you're working within Internet Explorer, you'll have transformation control so that you can grab the different parts of the photo and you can drag it around, and you'll have some additional formatting things that you can do. If I come up here, I can change out this alternative text so that it's ADA compliant if I need to. And I can give it a certain amount of space so that everything else will be pushed away from it a little bit. So all of those are things that I can do with my photo if I'm putting it just on the regular page. In order to delete a photo, I simply go ahead and highlight it and hit delete or backspace, and that will delete the photo from over here. So those are two different ways to work with photos. You can post photos in the web part. You can post photos into just the regular web page. It's a good idea to create image folders for a consistent location for different kinds of photos that you're going to be putting onto your website. And again, it's important to remember that if you are going to use the image web part on the main part of your site, your photo can be no bigger than 250 pixels wide.